Hello, beautiful woman. Today I want to start with a sentence that stopped me in my tracks. I don't leave when it gets hard, I leave when it gets disrespectful. I repeat, I don't leave when it gets hard, I leave when it gets disrespectful. Because somewhere a woman is staying in a relationship because she thinks struggle is love. Somewhere, a woman is staying in a toxic workplace because she thinks sacrifice is loyalty. Somewhere, a daughter in law is tolerating daily humiliation because she thinks endurance is a virtue. And somewhere, a woman is shrinking herself every day because she has been taught that good women adjust. Today, we are going to talk about the difference between hardship and disrespect because they are not the same thing. And the day you understand this difference, your confidence changes forever. Women are trained to tolerate too much. See, from childhood, many girls hear adjust, compromise, don't answer back, keep the family together. Think about others first. Now, there is nothing wrong in this, right? There is nothing wrong with kindness, empathy, and being good. But many women accidentally become experts at tolerating what they should never tolerate. And then one day they wake up exhausted, not because life is hard, because people have been treating them badly. Think about this. A marriage can be difficult, parenting can be difficult, building a business can be difficult, losing weight can be difficult, starting over at 40 can be difficult. Difficulty is part of growth, disrespect is not. Huge difference. Hardship tests your strength, disrespect attacks your worth. I once heard about a woman who kept saying, I'm emotionally weak. She cried often, she doubted herself, she felt anxious, she thought confidence courses would fix her. But when someone looked closely at her, they discovered something shocking. Every day she was being mocked, every day her opinions were dismissed, every day she was compared to others, every day somebody made her feel small. Now tell me, was she weak or was she being emotionally bruised every single day? Many women are not lacking confidence. They are living in environments that keep stealing it. And that is a completely different problem. Confidence is not built only through affirmations. Confidence is also built by removing environments that constantly break your spirit. Struggle is not the enemy. Let us be clear. I'm not telling women to run away from challenges. No, not at all. Challenges create greatness. Think about women like Priyanka Chopra. She entered industries where people doubted her. She faced rejection. She worked through uncertainty. That was hard, but she continued because hardship was helping her grow. The problem starts when hardship becomes humiliation, when challenge becomes disrespect, when feedback becomes insult, when disagreement becomes degradation. That is where boundaries begin. Let me give you an example. Imagine your husband loses his job. The family struggles financially. You support each other, you fight together. That is hardship. Now imagine someone constantly tells you that you are useless, you don't deserve respect, you are nothing. That is disrespect. One deserves support and the other deserves boundaries. Why women stay too long? Now, the question is that. Now, let us talk honestly. Okay, why do women stay? Because hope is powerful, Women often remember who someone was, not who they are. They remember the good days, the promises, the potential, the future they imagined, and they say, waiting, 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 waiting. Years pass, and the respect never arrives. Potential is not a relationship. Promises are not respect. Words are not behavior. See, imagine a beautiful plant, you water it every day. You give it sunlight, you pray for it, you love it, but somebody keeps pulling out its root every night. Will the plant grow? No, not because the plant is weak, because the environment is wrong. Many women blame themselves for not flourishing, but sometimes the environment is the problem, not the woman. The cost of staying where you are not valued. Let's talk about the hidden cost. When women stay in disrespectful environments too long, something dangerous happens. They start believing the disrespect that is the tragedy. The insults become internal voices. The criticism becomes identity. The rejection becomes self image. Soon she says, I am not pretty enough. I am not smart enough. I am not talented enough. I am not capable enough. But those may not be her thoughts. They may simply be echoes of what she has heard for years. Now let's do one exercise. Ask yourself, if nobody had criticized me for the last 5 years, what would I believe about myself? I repeat, if nobody had criticized me for the last 5 years, what would I believe about myself? Powerful question, right? Sit with it. Now, let's talk about the queen energy. I want every woman listening today to understand something. Confidence is not loudness. Confidence is not arrogance. Confidence is not proving yourself. Confidence is simply this: knowing your value even when others fail to see it. A queen doesn't beg for a crown, a queen knows she already has one. And this applies whether you are a homemaker, whether you are a corporate employee, whether you are a mother, whether you are a daughter in law, whether you are an entrepreneur, or whether you are a woman rebuilding her life after 40. Your title doesn't determine your worth, your existence does. Let me tell you a story. A teacher once held a teacup. She asked, what is this worth? People gave different answers. Then she dropped it. It cracked. Again she asked, what is it worth? People said less. She smiled. That is how society treats women. One mistake, one divorce, one failure, one weight gain, one career gap, and suddenly people think your value has changed. But human worth is not like a teacup, it doesn't decrease because life happened. Respect starts with self respect. Many women wait for others to respect them, but respect often starts internally. The way you talk to yourself, the way you allow people to treat you, the way you defend your boundaries, the way you honor your dreams, the way you stop apologizing for existing. See, stop shrinking to fit small spaces. Stop explaining your words to people committed to misunderstanding you. Stop proving your value to those benefiting from your self doubt. Stop negotiating your dignity. A message to the woman starting over. I want to say maybe you are listening today after a heartbreak. Maybe after a job loss, maybe after family conflict, maybe after years of feeling invisible. Listen carefully. Starting over is not failure. Starting over is courage. Some women stay where they are, dying emotionally. Some women choose uncertainty and rebuild. History remembers the rebuilders, not the people who stayed trapped forever. God never asks you to abandon yourself. Faith doesn't mean accepting abuse. Patience doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. Forgiveness doesn't mean removing boundaries. Spirituality without self respect becomes self neglect, and many women confuse the two. Let me tell you one more story. A lioness was once raised among sheep. She walked like sheep, thought like sheep, feared like sheep. One day she saw her reflection. For the first time, and everything changed. The reflection didn't make her stronger, she was already strong. It simply reminded her who she was. That is the purpose of conversations like this. Not to give you power, you already have it, to remind you of it. So, today, remember this sentence, not just with your mind, with your soul. I don't leave when it gets hard, I leave when it gets disrespectful. Because hard times build character, but disrespect destroys confidence. And you were not born to spend your life convincing people to value you. You were born to value yourself first. The right people will meet you there. And until next time, stand taller, speak kinder to yourself, protect your peace, protect your dignity, and never forget you are allowed to choose yourself. A confident woman is not the woman who never struggles. A confident woman is the woman who refuses to stay where her spirit is constantly being diminished. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode of Indian Woman Cafe. And this is Vandana Kakkar signing off from Indian Woman Cafe. See you in the next video. Ciao. Take care.